the husband of Mama Ida and to the father of the children that are here and all the other family members. And I want to give this chance to the family to decide how many family members will come here so that we can do that. I have spoken to the co-chair of the committee that's organizing this, Senator Oburu Oginga, who will organize family members to come here, give the eulogy of the late Prime Minister, and also other family members to pay tribute to the late Prime Minister as the family may decide. Welcome, family.
The President of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to the family of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and to all protocols observed, and to all the mourners, good morning. Mine is very brief. I will just read the eulogy of a great man that we are standing here to celebrate today. My name is Honorable Emily Oginga. I'm a sister to the late Honorable Raila Odinga. Thank you. I'll start. Raila Amolo Odinga is truly a once-in-a-generation leader, a man whose ideals transcended politics and whose legacy will shape Kenya's destiny for generations to come. They are the timeless words of President William Ruto while announcing the passing on of the former premier on October 15, 2025. This is the man we mourn today. On October 15, 2025, the mortal journey of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga came to an end, but his spirit is immortalized in the story of a life that began on January 7th, 1945. For 80 years, he embodied resilience, boundless optimism, a will to test limits, ventured into new frontiers, and imagined new horizons, all in steadfast love for country. He was a leader who never wavered in his belief in the good of his people. Raila Odinga lived a life of purpose. He chose to fly high, urged the nation to dare, and challenged Africa to fight for its place in the world that retraced the dreams of the continent's founders. Over the past 3 years, over the past 3 days, we have witnessed an outpouring of emotions of a nation gripped in grief. Africa has grieved for him. Indeed, the world has grieved for him. A nation and a world struggling with the question, did we really know him? Is fighting to find hope in his enduring legacy. Raila Odinga may not have been there to fight the country's war for independence, but he bows out as an undisputed leader of the national rebirth of the Kenyan nation. He easily became the bridge between our generation and that of his father, the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who fought for our country's independence from colonialism. He learned at the feet of Kenya and Africa's most revered leaders. He witnessed the liberation ideals and struggles of Pan-African heroes, including his father Jaramogi, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, Gamal Abdel Nasser, and Kenneth Kaunda, among others. He followed and internalized Nelson Mandela's struggles and agreed with his philosophy that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it, that the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Raila conquered fear and mastered courage. Possibility of death in pursuit of an ideal was not a reason for Raila to retreat, for he also internalized William Shakespeare's words that cowards die many times before their death, and the valiant never taste of death but once. It is from that patch that Raila began his own long walk for freedom and liberation, applying himself to the cause as a debt that owed to past and due to the present generations. Many times, he appeared to be on a cause much larger than himself, a mission almost impossible, but seemed to be the way he loved it, and he gave his life to it. In emulating the giant footsteps of his father, and the spirit of selflessness that ran deep in his heritage, Raila Odinga, just as his father once declared that there could be no freedom without the release of their leader, Jomo Kenyatta, proclaimed Kibaki Tosha, a declaration that propelled NARC to bring an end to KANU's 40-year rule. This defining act was emblematic of the man himself. Raila Odinga was Raila Odinga. He never cared what others thought about him or his actions. He cared whether people bought into his vision and mission. Once he felt he had the mandate of the people, there could be no turning back. In the process, he became Kenya's ultimate political prisoner and one of Africa's best-known freedom fighters, a dedicated and down-to-earth servant of the people of Kenya, a headache to the corrupt elite, and a beacon of hope for those struggling for freedom not only in Kenya but across Africa and beyond. Generations to come will honor him and offer gratitude. Raila Odinga cared deeply about Africa and worried eternally about its decline. For that, he applied himself to peace and reconciliation missions across the continent whenever called upon. During the 1990s, he worked closely with the International Republican Institute as a resource person for peace and conflict resolution in the war-torn countries of Mozambique and Burundi and offered similar support to peaceful electoral processes in Nigeria and Zimbabwe. He mastered Africa's conflicts and the forces and issues behind him. The highest executive position he ever rose to was that of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Following the signing of a National Accord and Reconciliation Act of 2008, which created the office to facilitate power sharing after the controversial 2007 elections. Earlier, he had served as a member of parliament for Lang'ata constituency within the city of Nairobi from 1992. However, the hallmark of Raila's life and career was not in executive mansions and offices. It was in the struggle for freedom and democracy in Kenya and across Africa. Many times telling the continent's dictators to set their people free. It earned him outright enemies, cynical friends and admirers in Africa and beyond. It is this record that saw him appointed as Special Peace Envoy of the African Union in February 2011, following the post-election crisis in Côte d'Ivoire. He juggled politics, entrepreneurship, and scholarship with ease. Besides his career in politics, Mr. Odinga is also a successful businessman and entrepreneur, having founded the flagship family business, the East African Spectra, a manufacturer of gas cylinders for Kenya and the East African region. Subsequently, he founded Spectra International. Before that, he had taught at the University of Nairobi's Department of Mechanical Engineering between 1970 and 1974, and served at the Kenya Bureau of Standards, which he was instrumental in establishing. Even as he pursued all other careers, Raila understood that social, political, and economic changes in a country come through politics, and that although all politics is local, politics is also substantially international. So, even as he appeared to be rabble-rousing in the trenches of Kibra and Kondele, he understood that an hour comes when he needed to dust himself off and sit in boardrooms or take a plane to global capitals to negotiate politics and policies. He did that effortlessly, moving from dusty Kamkuji grounds to a meeting in diplomatic circuits of the country within an hour. It was normal for Raila to be tear-gassed, water-hosed, and even shot at, only for him to show up at the boardroom for meetings with his tormentors as if torture at the field did not happen. He understood the place of man-to-man negotiations in the quest to influence policy and power. Raila disagreed fundamentally with many politicians, but the state of the Kenyan nation and how to transform it. But those disagreements never stopped him from sitting down with those he disagreed with or sympathizing with the views of fellow politicians. Raila believed in political parties as vehicles for advancing democracy and good governance. It is upon this belief that he was a founder member of the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, that is FORD, which later changed to FORD Kenya in 1991, the National Democratic Party in 1996, the Liberal Democratic Party in 1997, and in 2005, his present political vehicle, the Orange Democratic Party of Kenya. In 2013, he led his party into a coalition with other parties to form the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, that is CORD, on whose ticket he ran for president. He challenged the election results at the Supreme Court, which ruled in favor of his opponents. He accepted the verdict and took up the leadership of the opposition. He contested the 2017 presidential election on the ticket of the National Super Alliance, that is NASA, which election ended up being nullified by the Supreme Court, but he stayed out of the subsequent contest. Mr. Odinga was once again picked by his coalition, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party, for the presidency in 2022, whose results were confirmed against him by the Supreme Court. He accepted the verdict and has led the opposition coalition. Raila's early life prepared him to be a consummate African and citizen of the world, with early education in Kisumu and Siaya before leaving for Germany, where he began his high school education at the Herder Institute in Leipzig. He later transitioned to the Otto von Guericke University in Magdeburg in the then East Germany, where he obtained a Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, specializing in production technology. In February 2024, Raila visited and extensively toured the two institutions, reliving his days there and recalling that when he arrived in Otto von Guericke, there were not more than 5 black students in the whole college. As a leader, Raila believed in exercise, duty, selflessness, sacrifice, collective leadership, humility, honesty, discipline, and hard work. Other than Kenya, Raila's other great love was Africa. He celebrated the continent's potential and mourned its poverty. He mourned the death of leadership on the continent and felt the pain of its people being left behind by less endowed regions of the world because of failure of leadership. Indeed, the last major political project Raila quietly embarked on days before his death was a third biography dedicated purely to Pan-Africanism and what needs to be done to take the continent forward. In October 2018, Raila was appointed as the African Union High Representative for Infrastructure Development in Africa. He moved into the position with the swiftness and certainty of fish in water. He named the continental highway network corridors, railways, and airports as if they were here in Kenya. He was at ease with Africa's trade deficit figures in comparison to other parts of the world. In politics, Raila communicated the importance of reconciliation, forgiveness, and putting country over self. He forgave his jailers and worked with them to move the country forward. He emphasized that building a progressive country demanded that leaders rise above anger and the desire for revenge. He also believed strongly that the preservation of a nation requires the triumph of pragmatism over ideology. That when the nation is under extreme threat, leaders must embrace extreme compromise. He believed power was not an end, but a means to an end, and it should be used towards the desired end. He believed power should be used to ensure the existence of the nation, not the demise of the nation. He wanted power to be used to ensure progress, prosperity, and peace of any among nations, and not for any causes that would yield contrary outcomes. We will cherish Raila in the heart of our nation, and I believe in the heart of many African nations. Thank you. Long live Raila.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the former President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, Your Excellency, Dr. Obasanjo, the former President of Nigeria, and Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Professor Kindiki, and all protocols observed. I now take this opportunity to invite my nephew Junior to come and make his eulogy and to eulogize his father, and then we'll give you the next one. I'm standing here on behalf of the larger Odinga family, but we are starting with the Raila's family for eulogizing. So, Junior, where are you? Thank you. Karibu.
Josurwa, Amoso, Jokanyanyam, Amoso, Nikwa Ramogi, Wuntie, Kamano, Ingan City Boy. To Wangi Weloma dignitaries. So, but for now, allow me to continue the rest of my speech in English. Gimodwarani Wachung, let's just take a moment of silence for our late patriots. So if you could all just stand up for one moment of silence. Kogalo. Kogalo. Ero Kamano. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, welcome to Bondo 001, watu wa Pwani, Karibuni County 041. I think everyone has seen the past 3 days. We have brought Baba's body home. I've traveled with Baba's body halfway around the world from India. It came home. You all watched through the expressway, Kasarani Stadium, Nyayo Stadium. We flew to Kisumu, and now, finally, Baba is home. And for that reason, I would like to say a very big thank you, Erokamano, to His Excellency, President William Ruto, and the entire government of Kenya, and the people of this great nation of Kenya. Wawachni William Erokamano Achiel. Erokamano William. Wadi. Erokamano William. You can see me here. I'm dressed in white because I feel the past 3 days we have mourned Baba, we have cried for Baba. I myself have been very exhausted, but I'm still strong. Nikech, I know that's what Baba would have wanted. And today, we're not mourning, we are celebrating a life well lived. We are celebrating Baba at 80. Because Baba lived, and he lived his life throughout. So the rest of us, tonight, we are celebrating Baba and his legacy. Before I continue, just allow me to invite one person up on stage. My sweetheart, my beautiful, my lovely Chungwa. Someone who understands me. Nyaber, Nyamalo. Wave to them, sweetheart. Erokamano. I'm sure you all understand who Baba's immediate family is. Those or his children rather. There was my late brother Fidel, followed by Rosemary, followed by myself, and then there's Winnie. But we also have Baba's grandchildren. Unfortunately, I cannot see them right now, but I'll mention to you their names. There is Safi Odinga. Then there is Alai Odinga. Then there is Senai Odinga. And then there is Lion Amolo Odinga. And lastly, Wangi Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. And that is the grandchildren, Majakom. I'd like the former staff, Ma Baba, wherever you are, if you could just stand up. I know I wouldn't have time to mention all of you, but if I see you, I know Ntie Bagi, Ntie Dennis, there is Juma, there is Wanamondo. There are so many of them. And for me, what I want to say is thank you to the former staff of Baba for taking care of Baba and for just being around us and the family. Ntie Ogeta, Ntie Juma. So you know who you guys are, and I'd like to say thank you to all of you. Erokamano. I want to finish. Mara, in the spirit of Baba, I want to say Erokamano. Because Baba gave all of us his life. Today is to say thank you back to Baba from all of us. So, refrain kawono and Erokamano Baba. One time, Erokamano Baba. No akawinju. Erokamano Baba. Okay. For Baba, you gave all of us your life. You stayed with us, and you showed us how to live a good life. And for that, we are extremely thankful. Erokamano Baba. Baba, you left us with your vitandawilis. We will miss them. We'll miss your fun, your joy, your laughter, and we'll greatly miss you and all the dancing styles that you used to have. Erokamano Baba. You taught all of us the Constitution and how to be lawyers and to follow and stand for what we know. I'm stammering like Baba. Erokamano Baba. And lastly, I know Baba is smiling because he's given us so many holidays, and now he has given us Easter in October. So for that we are thankful. Erokamano Baba. I'd like, as I've finished, I'd like to introduce or call one person up to stage. But a lot of us were jealous about her because she was Baba's best friend. She was Baba's confidant, secretary, PA, doctor. So please join hands. She's one of the toughest women I've ever met. She's a very strong lady, and we were all jealous of her. Please give a round applause to my sister, Honorable Mheshimiwa Winnie Kazi Odinga.
I always forget salutations, but Your Excellency, dignitaries, fellow mourners, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Jotura, untie, Baba Nendo. Oyweyo ajigi ere ajigi enkan Janeka. Give him a mic. Give him a mic.
Ya Amolo Jo, Amolo Uruganda Jo, Amolo Jo, Amolo Jo, Ruta Jo, Wajumbe Jo, Agweyo Mogik, Nikech Amolo Kamora Moramane NTA. noluonga mondo agwe atimo niero kamano wini kuom timo gimitimo ni. Adwa ni mondo agwe na molo. Juogi dwaro ni mondo ayud sigara maber. Nikech Amolo nohero sigweya, ta adwaro sigweya maber, sigweya mana akwongo gweyone. Rapoki wuogo oko biune wang'ni lech, keuje koneo makowirwa, yanye kora lago agombo mono, Raila kod wuogo to en mana le, rawi rawa. Jowi, keu konea, Amolo koko mar jonanga ruodhi. Rapoki wuogo oko biune wang'ni lech, keuje koneo makowirwa, yanye kora lago agombo mono, Raila kod wuogo to en mana le, rawi rawa. Orao Moi, orao Kibaki, orao Uhuru, kawuono omiyowa broad-based government. To Amolo mosnwa jodongo man malo, piny osiko to ok sikie. Obi ajira ura chodo ka ugo kora mondo dhi konyo sakwata the head of the money nyara kum kote kwate jokalongni. Ajiki kodhi amo.
Jothurwa, ang'eyo ni un gi lit kendo un gi rem. Beduru mana gi kwe kende. Nyasaye biro miwa loch. Ji osebedo kawoyo marach e wi bondo ka. Wakuod wigi kendo wanyisgi ni bondo ka nigi sibor. They wrote for me a speech, but today I have nothing to say. I want to thank you all, and there are a few people here I would like to specifically thank. To the staff of Baba, led by George Okong Opondo, Mr. Andrew Mondo, thank you for your loyalty and support. To Dennis Onyango, Keto Onyango, Morris Ocheng, Jack Nyamburi, Florence Olang, Ibrahim Auma, Jeff Oyer, Manuel Wanson, and others, thank you. To the staff of East Africa Spectre, Joff, and all the other officers, thank you. To Washington, Martin, Victor, Rose, Jackie, David, Caleb, Steve, Joanne, Joyce, and others, thank you. And finally, to the late George Odwor, Eric Ominde, Juma, and my partner, Morris Ogeta. On behalf of the Odinga family, thank you all for your love and service. Your Excellency, our people appreciate you honoring our father. Thank you for standing with us. You should also know, in case you are wondering, I'm ready to come back home, if you are wondering. To all the leaders we visited around the world, I will return personally to thank you. Thank you, Kenya. God bless you all. God bless the Republic. God bless Baba's legacy. Long, the king is dead, but long live the crown. Thank you.
Fellow monarchs, Joey, Yatura Joey, Joey. I want to take this opportunity now to invite Winnie Odinga, I mean not Winnie, Rosemary Odinga to come and also give her eulogy. Karibu, Rosemary.
His Excellency, excuse me, the President of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Deputy, Dr. Kithure Kindiki, as well as Madam Kithure Kindiki, all heads of state who are here, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I said yesterday it was very hard for us as a family. Nonetheless, the day has come, and I want to just share with you a little bit about who our father was to us. Our father was someone who believed in us as individuals. As many who have spoken ahead and those who will speak after will let you know. And that is why today we have friends from all over. Our father listened keenly to what we had to say individually, after which he helped us sharpen our ideas. He also helped us to think broadly and find solutions, and to work with others. As you can see through his life, that is what he did. He worked with others. And because of that, we will continue to work together and to work with others, because that was his legacy. Not only that, our father also taught us to love the entire country as well as the continent of Africa. Today I want to urge all of you who are here and those who are watching in the screens from wherever they might be. I want you to look within you and search for what makes you better, and search for what makes you stronger. Because when we do that, we will honor what Baba would like us to be: better, stronger, sharper. So with that, and not so much, I want to thank you all, as well as Baba. Asante sana, Baba. Thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I want to take this opportunity to invite my sister, Honorable Ruth Adhiambo Odinga, who was with Jacom in India, and Jacom died in their presence with Winnie. Can you please come, Ruth, and say a word of hello?
To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Deputy President, former President Uhuru, all protocols observed. I'm also uduto ni okwe uru. Okwe uru. Kapokaloso. So that hero ni mondo I introduce. And go wadwa manaluwo. Wadwa manaluwo. Iluongo no sewe. Osewe nenigi nod nindo. To negi aja ode. Odwa mana no mosu daka chiel. 1 minute.
Okay. To His Excellency, the President, Mama Ida, and everybody. Nyinga entabu osewe, and Jakom, Adiambo Emanelu Ojaoda. I'm also the area MCA. So I'll take this opportunity to welcome you all here because this is my ward. To Mama Ida, Ohula, Omuomowa, Takwa imama minpin, Nikikiwe Ulani, Odhikodwa. Ne Dr. Buru, ne Dr. Wenwa, Beryl, Adhiambo, and the entire Odinga family. Let us keep together as always. To Raila's 3 children, we are not only proud of you, but we love you very much and we expect to see Baba in you. Ayuara mola, you are eating kionge toji openja. Mayuara mola, you are eating konge toji chayo. Ayuara mola, you are eating kionge toji ocha. Mayuara mola, you are eating kionge tojogi kinya. Joey. Thank you very much, everybody.
I'm also, many of you here never knew that I have a right hand. My right hand is here today. Anbe nakendoga yoga nakuja. Wemono mosu di chien, en manera ila mano miago. Just 1 minute. That's it.
Okay.
Jambo. I'm pleased to be here with special greetings from Ghana and from the Buzia family and the royal family of Wenchi to the great man who is lying down there. And I'm so pleased to be here, a man who stood for justice for the whole of Africa. So I'm so pleased and honored to be part and parcel of this process, saying a farewell to one of our finest and greatest. He was a fine person with a finer mission and the finest vision for our continent. That's why we're all here today, and also here with the family. Thank you.
Maeto woda maduong iluonge ni
Sankara Raila Odinga Buzia. Joey! Thank you.
My woda Martin, achake na Gola was my third born brother.
Alongoni Papa Patron, Anchogo Machogo, Korago Imos, Winter. I go Imos, Aerocommando.
Thank you. You can go and sit. Yeah. I will delete and gipek. Raila molo nyathiwa ni nyeno siepna. Ne kitwa chal. Othuon tathuon. Kono nuwa luorre kata. Samoro we are not take, tomare be take. Molo. Luo. Luo Odinga. Mary. Hey, nyatemo totama. Baba Nyasaye no heri. Idi roginga wonu. Idi Mary. Imos Gidute, Imos Tobias, Imos Albert. Imos Omuodo Galogo. Iwe ni se chandria hinya. Ichandri ne Kenya to Kenya no kata. Wodo dingi chandri ne Kenya. Ithoki chandri ne Kenya. Aja viwa. Kata kamano. Joey! Imichame Mari! Modong Girigen! Aluog Imichame Mari! Modong Girigen! Sakwa wawinja malid! Sakwa lo jajuok! Yawa sakwa nyolurulo, lo jajuok. Do Raila Odinga lo nyolurulo, lo jajuok. I don't want to say much, but I'm going to say this. I was with Raila throughout most of the time. Even when we left Fort Kenya, I was with him. We went to NDP together. And I remember in 97 when he came to Nakuru, myself and the Honorable Ouda now, who used to be my youth, we went to Massey Ferguson and told them we wanted to test their tinga. They gave us the tinga. We went and got him as he was entering Nakuru and took him up to Stem Hotel with the Massey Ferguson tinga. I have been there. In 1982, some of you don't know, you only see me in this siasa. I'm the one of the first women who was said that I was with my brother as he was picked to go to detention. I was forced by the society to be one of the first women exilees. I went living in Uganda, Tanzania, and ended up in Zimbabwe. When my brother was supposed to be taken back to detention in 1990, he was asked where he wanted to go. He said, I'm going to Norway to my sister. Raila became a refugee in Norway, staying with me, Ruth Odinga. I'm just saying this to show you that this was a stoic man. The family has suffered because he sacrificed himself. Some of you are looking here, you don't know what Mama Ida has gone through. I used to know, I stayed with her. Being alone without your husband for all those years, the 9 years, I didn't see people mentioning. Some of these men, my fellow colleagues, even MPs here, to hear just about a cell, I was saying, you know, Raila don't go to Yedonga Jela, he got quiet to Donga Jela, he got shell, Ario. Nyakotshiko mana dichuo ko hok dichuo otuon ko sokotuon ochanje ne Kenya ko sokochanje ne Kenya nyakamane koro mogikni Raila to kapori ba ko mana Kenya anyo go ko dombaka anyo oro jogi mo wacho ni mono nyiona ticket Agoero kamano ne joma ne Raila up to last minute. Jomoko goga joma ni around Raila. To mage nyithind Raila. Sala njiwe wakani salo case. Ne vedo gi Raila kamora mora. Agonero kamano. Ago kaero kamano. Ne ogeta. Maurice. Ogeta Maurice walo analuongra ni ground and ground. No changes in the Ogeta. Sanity the chopper, wire ground. She only do you that ground. Ogeta Kiwani Neno. The doctor Lunya. You winning a award. Gaviango. Onge gima tek kineno ng'ama thuon ka Raila ka koro nindo piny joka ma ok kawuondo onge gima tek. Ratego nindo. Wakoni koro baba ji gi kwe. Ok no yotnwa. To turwa. Anamor na nyuchul bonga laktar ma Odinga. Ana laktar ma thiedho ji te chakre Dr. Gurma wado manikani. Nyamera ma nyicha nan go India. Iluongo ni Beri la chieng'. Podo tuo ko nya chop. To nyamera kane tuo to monyo yath. To openyen be safe nje laktar. Kano dhi oro na ticket. Monda dhi abed kode kaka laktar. Ana wona neno kaka Raila Odinga tho. Latiwa dhi gi kwe. And what you said about our party must remain. You told me that at 8 in the evening, the day before you passed on in the morning. It was a weak party. We must be united. ODM must be united. And it must be strong. And if it is not strong, if it is not strong, ODM! 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 ODM must unite. We cannot have an ODM in Guinea-Uko, another ODM being led by some other people, another ODM being led by a few people who think they own the party. ODM belongs to all of us. Some of you who want to take it now don't even know how we started ODM. ODM in Marwa. And we are going to go to any negotiation table with a strong, united, one ODM. That's why I want to make you more.
I now want to take this opportunity to invite my sister, Dr. Wenwa Akinyi Odinga Oranga, is a long name. Dr. Wenwa Akinyi, or we call her also Dodi. Ma'am, where are you?
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, William Samoei Ruto, and all protocol observed. Joturwa, and when Wakinyi, Mandamino Wadga Kinyi, Usevijo Ganying no, Usevijo Ningmano Wadga Kinyi, Ani Akinyi no, Koradwa introduce, Ane Maduong, Kwom Nyijara Mogi, Ane Maduong, Yawoye Manotelo, Oburu Neduong, Kai Raila, Kaya Gola, Rokwom Nyiri Ane Maduong. Omyo Entija, it is my responsibility to introduce the other Jaramogi's daughters. I'm here, they are here.
All protocols observed. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and Your Excellency, former President of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, my sister-in-law, Canon Dr. Raila Odinga, and all distinguished guests. I'm Pauline Oginga. I'm a County Chief Officer, Public Service Administration, County Government of Mombasa. So I would wish just to say that we've been students of the late. He was a brother, he was a mentor, he was a supporter. He's someone who encouraged me to realize my potential. So in losing him today, I've not just lost a brother, but I've lost a strong support system. Our father died when we were young, and our brothers took over. So today, I feel bereaved twice. So for all of us who are his students, it's upon us to make sure that our spine is strong. We implement all that he's taught us. Long live the king, and long live the crown. The king has gone, but the crown is still there. Jaramogi family will fight on, will stand strong, and we will prove that the genes are very strong. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll ride on the protocol already observed. I will not talk, but I will just clarify on my name because when I was reading the eulogy, I didn't make it clear. My name is Emily Anyango Oginga, and I'm a sister to the late Honorable Raila Odinga. I'll just say sorry. Sorry to the whole world. Sorry to Kenya. Sorry to the Luo. Erokamano, long live Baba. Go well, Jakawur. Erokamano.
So I also have my people here, my children. Let them introduce themselves.
Aya, kwa majina naitwa Jaramogi Odinga. Kama ningekuwa najua ati nitaongea, ningeenda niulize Uhuru anisaidie na ile uji alikunywa na Raila. Juu sasa siwezi simama hapa niseme ati naogopa kuongelesha nyinyi wote. Kusema ukweli, niko na jasho, natoa jasho ingine mbaya sana hapa juu. Lakini kama ningesema hapana, mjue hata mimi mamangu ako hapa na hata mimi nataka kuishi hadi 80. Mimi nataka kufika 80, na kama nimesema ati sitaki kuongea, hata mimi mngeniweka tu pale tu. So mimi nataka tu kusema kuna tu mtu mmoja unajua Raila ni mtu labda ulikuwa unampenda ama uko unampendi, lakini ni lazima ulikuwa unamheshimu. Hivi tu vile tunapendanga kupinga serikali, unajua ni huyu mtu ndio alituletea hiyo, he gave us that ability to do that. Na sitaki kusikia ati uni mtu sijui alikuwa anapenda ukabila ama sijui nini. Kuna kitu kama hiyo. So napenda tu kusema asante kwa baba, na nataka ku pass my condolences kwa Auntie Aida na kila mtu mwingine. Asanteni sana kwa kukuja na kwa kunikusikiza. Asante.
Thank you. Then there's my daughter, Miriam. Let her introduce herself, but she's also a musician.
Amoso ujite. Amoso u. Kwa majina naitwa Miriam Mwenwa Oranga. I am the niece to late Baba, so I won't say much, lakini niko na dedication ningependa kupeana kwa kila mtu, and just kusema poleni sana kwa familia, na we are walking this path together, so poleni sana kama familia na wananchi. Asanteni. I'm singing. All right. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor chord, and the major lift. Baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Rest in peace, Baba. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so now I'll have to say something. By the way, this is the most difficult eulogy that I have ever made. And for the first time, I'm Jokatekna. My father used to call Oburu Wod Komolo Ondugu, and he used to call Raila Wod Luo. So then quickly the names changed to Wodi and Aluo. So me, I grew up knowing Raila as Aluo. Oburu was mostly away in school in South Nyanza. He didn't spend much time with us, but Raila would be left to look after us, to cook for us whenever my mother was away. And then Oburu said the other day that Raila liked news, even from the time he was a little child. Let me tell you, whenever he was left to look after us, and he's going to cook and it's news time, he would put me there to listen to news and then tell him later what had been said. Can you imagine? I'm supposed to listen to the radio, to the news, and when he comes, I'm supposed to tell him what was said in news. I was not more than 6 years old, I'm sure. I would hear the name of the newscaster. He was called Cosmas Bala Owade Korwok. And then I used to hear the name Accra, Ghana. And then I used to hear an advertisement, Vaseline hair tonic. But my English was poor. So when he came, I would only tell him those things, but then I would say Vaseline hair tonic instead of Vaseline hair tonic. And then Oburu will tell you maybe how Raila was strong-headed. In school, there was a rule that when you are caned by the teacher, you were supposed to get up, salute, and say, "Thank you, teacher," which he refused to do. Every time he would get up, walk away, saying things about the teacher, maybe just mumbling, and the teacher would call him back, cane him again, until the teacher gave up. Maybe Guru will tell you more. Then, so Raila was a very, very disciplined. When he was a lecturer at the University of Nairobi, and also later when he was a director with Kenya Bureau of Standards, staying in his house was a nightmare. He would wake us up at 4 a.m. No matter what time he went to sleep, there would be a commotion. He's already going to take his morning jog, and maybe take the dog also for jogging. And then by 6 a.m., he's ready to leave for work. He was working at the Kenya Bureau of Standards. So when you're working under him, you could not be late, because if your boss is already there after just at 6 o'clock, you cannot even lie that you are there on time. And he introduced an attendance register. I mean, you had to clock in. You had to clock in, and he knew exactly what time you had come. Sorry. Then let me say that as a family, I know most of you won't believe it, but we also used to have our differences. We have, even now, we have our differences, and we can have very hot arguments. Raila and I, sometimes we used to have very hot arguments. You'll see that when he's telling us, he's trying to explain some of even his political moves, he'll be looking at me, because he knows me, I would not spare him. I used to tell him whether he wanted to hear it or not. So one time he came to my house, and then we were having a hot argument until my maid thought we were going to exchange fists. And he went to the toilet. I could hear him, go walk, which going back to the cat, adagi, I've refused, adagi. And then you can't believe it, that the following day, we were talking on the phone, laughing as if nothing had happened. That's the way he was. He was magnanimous. He was forgiving. So what I want to say is, because I know the overwhelming love that Raila was received. Many, he is very happy. But Raila, because he was so compassionate, I'm sure the only thing that is making him unhappy is that some of the people who came to receive him back got hurt by our security organs. I know you are supposed to be peaceful, but even our security organs, surely you are well trained. You should be able to control around the crowd without killing them, without shooting, without hurting them. So as Raila's tribute and respect for Raila, let that be the last time that such a thing happens. I think that would be a befitting remembrance for Raila. Let me just say that there are few people. Ogeta, Morris, your father, you were behind him even at the last minute. The last talk, the last jog, the last step he took, you were behind him. Winnie Chogo, thank you very much for being with your dad when he was sick. As for Adhiambo Nyakamami, Ruth, I don't know what to tell you. We planned with you together that you should rush to India and take care of Raila, and you are updating me every day, several times a day, and even that last day, when you told me he had collapsed, you kept on calling me. I was the first person you called until the last minute when you called, and now you are just crying. You did not talk, you are crying. So the two of us, we just wept. We wept for the second last son of our mother, Mary. Now, Oburu, you have been guiding us very well as a father. Please, I know that is your best friend and he has gone, but you please continue keeping us together as a family. Mama Ida, you are a strong lady and you have a beautiful family. Please continue putting us all together. I think that Odonga Tieko. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. I now want to take this opportunity to invite Taurei, who is the son of my sister Achieng, and Achieng is not able to come because she is a bit indisposed, and she is bringing her condolences through her son to Taurei to tell you one or two things. Taurei, please.
Hello, Your Excellency, our fellow dignitaries, my family and friends. I'm here representing Raila Odinga. I'm her son, her last-born. Our other daughters couldn't make it at the moment, but we're here representing her. I'd just like to tell you all that Baba was Mom's best friend. He really cared about her, saw her through thick and thin, and even right now, I'm married to someone from Game. She's back there, her name is Brenda, and Baba contributed heavily to our marriage. To this day, you can still hear him telling us the same things over and over. Your marriage is the strongest thing that you have in this life. And I just want to thank him for that and everything that he contributed towards our family. Thank you.
All protocols observed, I would now want to say a few words about my brother Raila. I want to tell the mourners today that I have lost my best friend in life. I will never have any other friend like Raila. And it is with heavy heart that I stand before you to mourn him, and I really feel like not saying anything because my best friend is gone. I would like to tell you people just a little bit about Raila. I cannot say it because it is too much. I cannot tell you. It can take the whole day. But I want to tell you that from childhood, Raila was a very, very caring boy. But he was also very principled. If he felt that he was being misused, he refused. For instance, one time, my father used to live in Kisumu, and we were living with my brother Raila in Nyamira here. And we used to go to Maranda school every morning in the dews before we reached school. We reached school when we were very wet. And one day, because my father used to come back home here every weekend, and when he came back that weekend, he expected us to be picking cotton, because this area used to be a cotton growing area. And all of us had woken up so early to go and pick cotton, because Mzee was very strict. Everybody had to go and pick cotton. But Raila was why he is not picking cotton. He told Mzee, Baba, don't you know it is very difficult to pick cotton? Why don't you also try to pick it? And Mzee was not amused. So Mzee disciplined him a little for that statement. Again, the other time, my mother was going for a funeral to Alego. And he went to school and asked permission so that we could look after our siblings, the children, who are my sister Akinyi, who has just spoken here, and the other Achieng, whose son has spoken here. Those who are still small kids. So when we missed school for one day, the next day when we went to school, the same teacher gave us a lot of beatings, why we missed class. But my mother was not amused. So my mother went there to quarrel. But before then, when this teacher was disciplining us in class, he expected us to salute him. After he has given you the beating, you do the saluting. But Raila refused to salute the teacher. So the teacher was not amused. The teacher called him, come again for another beating. He came back, and again the teacher gave him another beating. He refused to salute. The third time, when the teacher gave him the last beating, he told the teacher that you are caning me for nothing, and my mother asked you for permission. So don't cane me again. And I can tell you that my brother also liked school. He liked school and he never missed school. Unlike my other brother, Agola, who did not enjoy school very much, but whenever my father put him to discipline, he went to school and studied, and that time he becomes number one. So can you imagine somebody who is a bottom and next term he is number one? And Raila was always number one in class during those days. And Raila loved sport so much so that when we came back to Nyamira, we had a field where we were practicing jumping, we were practicing pole vault, we were practicing triple jump and other athletics. So Raila became a member of the management of the Athletics Association later, and he was a great lover of football. His team was called Arsenal. Raila is and he was also a patron of Gor Mahia. He also became a patron of Gor Mahia. And recently, you remember, when Kenya was participating in the football match for Africa, he was with His Excellency, the President, at Kasarani Stadium to cheer. And whenever they were there with His Excellency, Kenya team won. It is only the day when His Excellency missed the football and Raila also missed the football that the Kenya team lost. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you with the long speeches. We were with Raila in Germany. If you people see, he has some mark on his head. There is another mark here on his mouth. Those were, the one in his mouth was in Kisumu when we were playing at the place where Ofafa Memorial Hall is now placed. And we were playing and jumping over mango trees. And Raila fell down and I had to carry him on my back. And other people were laughing at me that Raila, that Oburu was crying. That, oh, I know Raila, wewe umeumia. Raila, umia. Right? But there it was, and the other one was in Germany. He met that accident. But he was a very brave man. I tell you, one day, when 1982, when there was an attempted coup, and my brother was arrested and charged with treason, I tell you, that was another very, very sad moment for us. I went to see my brother at committee prisons. And when he was in the black uniform, which is only for people who are in the death row, and I saw him in that uniform and I cried. He was laughing and telling me, this is nothing, all this will go. I told him, how will it go and you are on the death row? I was really shaken when I saw him in that type of uniform. But Raila was so brave when he was fighting for justice. He braved it and he never feared anything. Even if he saw police throwing tear gas and doing whatever, Raila would face it. He would face it head on. He would not go back. Even when some of us were so scared, Raila would go ahead and continue. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank these people. First, I would like to thank His Excellency, the President, who has stood with us right from the time I told him that Raila was sick. We were with him and Raila, we sat down and we organized and he agreed. And he is the one who organized the transport which flew Raila to India for treatment. I also want to tell you that the President kept a vigil and he always checked on Raila to know what was happening with him. The day Raila died, I first of all called him and told him he was in a very critical condition. I was told by my sister, Akinyi, that Adhiambo had called from India. So I called Adhiambo, and then within no time, Akinyi told me again that Adhiambo called and Akinyi was wailing. I called the President again and informed him, and he was very sad. But he organized everything. All this arrangement would have been too heavy for the family. I don't know whether I would have not collapsed if this was placed on my shoulder to take care of this big crowd here. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. I also want to thank the chairman of the National Funeral Committee, Professor Kithure Kindiki, who tirelessly worked and made sure that everything was organized and well arranged as it is now. I also want to thank the security. The security which did this, the army, all the armed forces, all these are under instructions of the President. Thank you again for all that you did to us. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, who led a team to collect the body of my brother Raila from India back here home, and he was accompanied by the ministers on Murkomen. Thank you very much, everybody who was in India to bring the body of Raila home. You did well. My special thanks go to Dr. David Olunya, who is a personal doctor of my brother, and he has been with him all through. He went to India, but he has been with him even earlier than that. They were together in Dubai. They were together at Nairobi Hospital. So thank you, David. Thank you for everything that you did. I also want to thank Ogeta. Ogeta is our relative, Enyake Waka. He is the one who was taking care of Jacom up to the last moment when Jacom took his last breath. I also want to thank Jeff Oyer. I want to thank Winnie, particularly Winnie, the niece. Winnie is a very brave lady. She was there with Jacom when there was a session in Arusha where they were supposed to go for a session. I asked her, Winnie, are you not going? She told me, then she just pointed at the father and said, him. I'm not going because of him. I have to be with him. And that is before Raila went to India. And she was there from that date. She took care of her father, and she was very, very, I think she was very caring. She did everything that is humanly possible to do. Thank you, Winnie, for everything. And my sister, Ruth Adiambo, who also bought a ticket and went to see Raila. She sought her own visa, and she went there, and she was with him up to the last minute. Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Okech Sala from Migori, who was very close to Raila. He had arranged all the tickets, and he was with Raila all through. Okech Sala, thank you very much. I want to thank the National Assembly, Speaker, the members who also organized and went to collect Raila's body, Aaron Cheriot and Junet, Honorable Junet, though he did not go, but the majority leader in the National Assembly. And I also want to thank all the visitors who have come, and Your Excellency, the security which has been taking care of Raila. I would like to plead with you. They have done a great job. They have kept vigil, and they have been there for him all through. So, Your Excellency, please give them promotion 1 grade. Just 1 grade won't be too much. So, with those very many words, I would like to now say bye-bye to my brother, bye-bye my best friend, bye-bye my confidant, bye-bye my everything, my advisor. And I would want to ask God the Almighty to put your soul in peace, and please greet for us our people who went before you, my mother, Mary Odinga, my father, Jaramogi, who went before us, and all our siblings who are there, and all the great leaders who are your friends, like Julius Nyerere. Greet them all for us. Thank you. May God take care of you, because you are a good man. You are a good man and a truthful man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I want to take this opportunity to call the spouse of Raila Odinga. She became more or less a widow when Raila was detained. At that time, Raila was only 37 years old. And this lady was younger than that. And some of you are so hot, you could not have. Now, as you come, I forgot to introduce my spouses. Dr. Ann Oburu, where are you? Dr. Ann. And Judy. Where is Judy? Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Raila Odinga, canon, who is a canon of our church, Anglican Church. And I would now ask her to come and address the gathering.
Solo ya gidala dala mar sayun timbe mag pini osina kata luen kenkang kata richo butona magawe yoni Yesu emsalaba Solo ya gidala dala mar sayun timbe mag pini osina Katalwen genga katarisho butona magawe yoni Yesu Dokoro Imani mona dojo enana Kurere Imani genga Katalwen genga katarisho butona magawe yoni Yesu salaba Oro imani mona dojo edala Ere imani genga Kata luen genga Kata risho butona Magawe yoni Yesu salaba
God is good. God is good all the time. I know you say that is his nature. And even at a time like this, let's not forget our God is there and our God is still good. He'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us. I want to begin by thanking the people of Kenya, the people of Africa, and the citizens of the world who have joined to help me bury my husband, the father of my 4 children, Right Honorable Raila Odinga. I never imagined that this would fall on me to lead the family and the world in burying Raila. I hoped it would be the other way around. With pain, without lamentation, I accept the will of God. I want to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and the government for going out to accord my husband, our father, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, such a dignified send-off. Indeed, in this part of the world, we've never seen something like this. We've never seen a dignified send-off like what we see here in Bondo.
Mr. President, thank you very much for according Raila this kind of send-off. Mr. President, my family is grateful to you for being a man of his word and a man who stands with friends after committing yourself to do so. Thank you. I want to thank the leaders of Kenya. I was looking around and said, whose name do I mention? But all of you are being very close to Raila. When I look back, I see people who are very close to Raila as friends and colleagues in the life of Kenya. I want to thank specifically former President Uhuru Kenyatta. He's a true friend. He stood by us. Yes, thank you. I want to thank once again of leaders from Kenya and across the world who have taken their time to mourn with us and to mourn with the family. And for this kind thought, you have spared your time to be here today. I know there are many, many leaders from other parts of Africa. His best friend, Papa Olusegun Obasanjo. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. He comes from Nigeria, for those of you who don't remember. And if you remember, after Jaramogi's death, he was here and opened the museum. I also want to thank Her Excellency, Mrs. Morgan Shangarai from Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for being with us. I know there are many others, and I'm going to write special letter to all others when the time comes, because I'm not able to mention them by word. Your words, your letters, your social media posts has gone a long way in lessening our pain and lifting our spirits. Thank you very much for that. Raila has been my husband for the last 52 years. Many of you who are here are younger than 52 years. You could easily have been our children. Like all the couples and families, we also had our ups and downs. But we've learned one thing, and that is we must talk straight to one another. We must forgive and move on. Now, juggling the family life and public lives exert extreme pressure and demands on us from time to time. I know most of the time we used to say Raila is more of public life, political life, than he is for family life. But every time he came, he gave us what we deserved. I remember he attends to each one of us individually according to our needs. And that is not only his children and grandchildren, but also to his brothers and sisters. When Oburu was here, he didn't emphasize. But I think the next person, after loving me, the other person that he loves, leave alone his children, is Dr. Buru. Raila would not do anything without consulting with Dr. Buru. And if you wanted to know more, and you wanted to get to know what he's going to do, you had, if you are clever, you talk to Dr. Guru first to talk to him so that he softened the way for you to talk to him. Through all this, what remained unchanged was our commitment to each other. On our belief that he had seen through and vows, and we made each other at the start. It worked for us. It was through the tumultuous years of detention, years of exile, and decades of commitment to the people of Kenya and the people of Africa. The detention years and years in this exile tested our family in a way only the family can appreciate. It was not easy, but all the time when he was away, either in detention or in exile, I knew he would always come back. This time, I'll have to join him wherever he has gone because he'll never come back. But the spirit lives on. When I first met Raila, some 54 years ago, I didn't see his political side. I didn't see it coming either. He was not a politician in any form. I knew his father was, but him was different. And with my friends, then I was at the University of Nairobi, we were young, idealistic ladies who swore not to marry. We swore to marry calm, professional men, not those who give the loudness of politics. I swore we had no time for the people who are doing political science, the lawyers, and so forth. We didn't know what was coming. In my group, and they know them, the group of the sisters were with at the University of Nairobi, people like Leo Duol, Gladys Okoth, Deborah Kiai, and so forth. You know you very, very well. Out of my group, I was the first one to marry. I married an engineer, a man of calm demeanor and reflective character. They all congratulated me because of that. Little did I know I was marrying a political engineer who would proceed to make engineering of Kenya his lifelong project. I didn't know. From the turn of events, I came to understand firsthand that they mean the meaning of still waters runs deep. He was a calm person, but as we lived, I realized he was a deep thinker of a different kind. From this turn of events, I come to understand firsthand that Raila was not just an ordinary engineer, but a political engineer. I evolved, adapted, and handled challenges that came my way, courtesy of being Raila Odinga's wife. And those challenges were many. I know if you are to ask the spouses of these politicians down here, they'll tell you the challenges are many and not easy to cope with. I learned that if you're a spouse or politician, inherit his friends, but don't inherit his enemies. Why do I say this? Because you'll be standing there, you'll be sitting there at home, thinking so-and-so is an enemy of my friend, my husband, because he belongs to a different political party or he comes from a different area. I tell you, you will be wrong. Don't inherit in his enemies, because tomorrow you'll find that those people that you thought were his enemies are his best friends, and you'll be left out. Be careful when you are handling his friends. Inherit his friends, but his enemies, let him deal with them the way he made them. After going through it all, I had a chance to marry. If I had a chance to marry him, I would marry him again. I would be happy to do it. But this time, I would marry him knowing I'm marrying a politician, not just an engineer only. But Raila never really stopped being a production engineer. It has been said, but he also practiced it. He started the East Africa Spectre, the company that manufacturing gas cylinders, and that is thriving in that. Those who are working for East Africa Spectre, please try to keep up his legacy of making it a real big industry that Raila intended it to be. Raila was always disturbed by the fact that Kenya was not moving as fast as he expected. At the turn of independence, Kenya was at par with countries like South Korea, with countries like Thailand. I think we're even ahead of many other large countries. But these countries have moved very fast. They've moved very fast to be first world countries. Kenya, we are still dragging a little. This thing can be changed. I've traveled in many countries. In 1995, during the International Women's Decade that was in Beijing, we went to Beijing, the women of the world went to Beijing, and what I noticed that the tallest building in Beijing was a 4-story building, and it was a hotel. I also noticed, that's me, that many of the people who are working in Beijing, the Chinese, they were wearing what we call overalls, the things that industrialists wear in the factory. They were either yellow, red, blue, green, or any other. And everybody was moving in a rickshaw. Go to Beijing today, you can see a different world. It can be done. Even in Kenya, we can change it. With hard work, determination, focus, we can change our country. And as I'm talking here, I know we have leaders here. Please focus in changing the country. Let's not seek leadership to enrich ourselves. Let's not seek leadership to acquire wealth for ourselves, but acquire wealth for Kenya and acquire wealth for our generation to come. In the name of Raila, I appeal that we focus on national wealth instead of personal wealth. I appeal that we work on quality education, education that will lead us to be people that God made us to be. I appeal that we have our nation in order, correct our health institutions so that it gives us the kind of life that we need to live. There are many others. Dear Kenyans, today I surrender Raila to friends, family, and patriots who went ahead of him. I surrender Raila to eternity, and I surrender Raila to all the ages. I know he's comfortable where he is. I know he deserves to be in the company where he is. And I pray that when my time comes, I'll join him there in heaven realms. Fare thee well, my dear husband. Fare thee well, father of our children. Fare you well, the friends of many. If you were to start again, I would be there with you. Thank you, and may God bless you all for being here.
Your Excellencies, fellow mourners, we have given the family ample time to eulogize and pay tribute to our departed leader. I want to request that the speakers that will come from now to focus on the occasion of today and be very brief. And other than perhaps the president and the retired president and President Obasanjo, everyone else, no one should speak for more than 3 minutes. Otherwise, we'll be here until night. I want to urge us respectively to dignify the day by being brief